Hi,
Hi.
we are live on the mYak Tibetan Fibers channel. This is a new episode of the Knitting Yak, and today I'm really excited to have Joji with us. Hi, Joji.
Hi, Paola.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's all these virtual chats have also become the norm. You know, for in the last 2 years, we never thought about doing all of this a couple of years ago, and now it's like, let's Zoom, let's chat, let's go virtual.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Good to have an excuse to see my friends.
Yes, that's also true. So we can see the chat. If you're there, let us know that you're there. Say hi. You have any question for me or for Joji? Please fire your questions away. I will possibly see the question. Yes, I think I can see the questions and get you some answer as well. We actually had our first chat 2 years ago now, I think, almost 2 years ago, 1.5. You know, we were under strict lockdown. Quarantine. You for much longer. I think you had been, how many months?
It was almost 7 months.
Yeah.
Of strict lockdown.
Wow. Yes. Oh, we have Carson online. Let's see.
Hi,
Carson. I think I remember, you know, we chatted and you were able to go out in the patio, but you were telling us, sorry the noise, I have big planes passing by, I don't know, sorry for that. I remember, you were able just to go out on the patio, and then there was the wall and you couldn't see anything outside, you know, it was, well, at least now you can go out, right?
Yes, absolutely. We can go out, we can be on the streets. I don't think at first I realized how much that would affect my mood by the end of the year. I think at first I was very focused on staying safe and playing my role and, you know, staying home and being cozy with my family, you know. Everything's nice, my patio is beautiful, I'm safe. But then as the months went by and we were, and I started to realize that we were actually not allowed to go out. I realized that it was really affecting my mood and the way that I felt and the way that I created, and it was very depressing.
Yeah.
And so this year, since the beginning of the year, I've been making a point of, you know, getting out of the house every day, enjoying the outdoors, going for my walks, going for my runs if I can, but try to be outside every day.
Now the running, let's talk about the running. I mean, that's super interesting because of course my husband is a marathon runner and he runs every day. And I used to run with him, and then for other reasons I had to slow down, stop, and I'm trying to catch up again, at least with my walks. But is that running something that you picked up as a result of the quarantine, or something you were doing before and then you started again?
I did it a few times in like periods of time. I think the first time I ran was maybe 2014, 2015, and I used to train like more actively or less actively, but kind of regularly since then. So my running was just part of my training. It was not training for running, but running was part of the activities that I did, and I didn't train seriously. I would just run whatever I felt like, shorter distances, and that was it. And then I would do maybe other types of exercise. But since the pandemic, we were not allowed to go to the gym anymore. And I also, one of the things that I remember feeling when I started feeling really locked down in my house was I would dream that I was running. I would dream that I was moving my body or flying over the streets or running or like moving fast like I was inside a car. Wow. And then whenever I wanted to move my body, I felt like my body was not answering to me in the same way that I was dreaming. So I would go for a walk and I would get short of breath, or I would feel that my legs were very heavy and I couldn't move them fast enough to run. So I think that I really wanted to experience those feelings that I dreamt about during the lockdown, during 2020. And I really wanted to run. I really wanted to run this time, more than being strong or playing any sports. I really wanted to move forward and run and feel the wind in my hair.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I started walking. I think that Charlie and I started doing it more regularly in December of 2020. And then when the new year started, I tried to run again for the first time in many months.
Wow.
And then I just
and you just kept running.
Yeah, I just kept running like Forrest Gump.
Yes. And you ran a half marathon. Was that in Buenos Aires? No.
Yes,
no, yeah.
I ran half marathon in Buenos Aires, and I also tried my first run in the mountains. So yeah, I'm really happy I did that this year. I'm really happy that I achieved my goal of really moving forward.
That was really inspiring. Actually, when I saw you, especially with the marathon, because I know how much it takes to prepare and train for a marathon, whether it's a half or full marathon or even a 10K. Yeah. I remember that on the same day, I said, I have to go out. At least I have to go out, walk as much as I can. And I had you, and I was actually picturing you going, moving. And I was like, at least I have to walk. So you have been, you're an inspiration in so many ways, not just for the knitting world, but as a human being, the way that the strength that you have. And I think we talked about this in the past with your, with the way that you put out there.
It's a very sensitive day, so you're going to touch all the fibers that are going to make me cry today.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I think I know that I like you and admire you. You've always been, you're a very generous person as well. I know in this community, we could do more with people like you for sure. What you stand for, what you do. And okay, I will stop. Okay, let's talk about something else so you don't cry. I just wanted to put it out there. It just, I really, I hardly say these kind of things to a lot of people because I'm quite reserved myself. And I don't want to put out fake comment just to say them. So they're really coming from the bottom of my heart. And I know that my mYak team is, I know that we had the plan of getting together in Italy. I know you love Italy, and we couldn't do that. So that is the goal for us. This is the dream that we have.
That is our goal.
One day.
Walking the Italian mountains one day.
Yes. And, so still the idea of, at least Andrea says, at least I can go skiing with her.
Yes.
I might be at the bottom. I ski too, but I'm not good enough anymore. I might be at the bottom drinking chocolate.
Hey, I am not good at doing things. I just do them, I'm not a great skier, not at all. Like, please don't think I'm a good skier. I'm not, especially not in Italy. Or a good, or a good runner, or a good walker. I just do
you just do it. I think this is incredible. But let's go back and let's talk about knitting then. Let's talk about, one of the main reasons we decided to have this chat particularly today is because you just released Interpretations 8. And it's like, yay! And I know I have my copy. I actually have a few copies here. They just arrived a couple of days ago. And that's again when you told us that you wanted to include a design with our baby mYak. We were just like, woo, we are just celebrating. We were so happy. We had no idea what you were doing. We were not asking.
Because the yarn was initially sent to me, or I brought it home myself, but we had agreed that I would use the yarn to design something for this retreat that we were going to together at. And then the pandemic hit, and I had the yarn here, and I had this idea, and the mYak, the yak was just perfect. It was just perfect. Not only I really wanted to work with your yarn because, you know, that was kind of a project that I had in mind when I came home from New York where we met.
Yeah.
But also it was just perfect for the idea. It was just perfect. So.
But let's talk, before we even talk about, I think, you know, this is so much bigger than just one design. I think this is really the story, and I try not to make you cry. This is really the story of a friendship between you and Vera Malimaki. And you have done quite a few, you know, of course, 8 issues. How did the friendship start? Can we talk about that? How did it come about, this idea of interpretations?
So Vera and I were Ravelry users first. Then Vera became a designer who I admired. Before started designing my own patterns, I would follow Vera's work, and I had knitted some of her designs actually. And so at the time our community was smaller, so it was easier to reach out to someone or to see what they were knitting, and, you know, to keep track of, you know, the few people that I would follow on Ravelry. I knew what they were working on, what their work in progress was, what their yarn was, and she was very dear to me, even if she didn't know me. And then I started designing patterns myself, and we were asked by the same dyer to work for a yarn club once. So it was a 3-month subscription, and I got asked, together with Vera and Heidi Kiermaier, we got asked to design a shawl for this yarn club. And to me, it was like being with my 2 heroes. And, you know, I was a beginning designer and have this opportunity to not only have my work featured together with theirs, but also it opened this door where you could email your partner and congratulate her, or, you know, start this conversation. So we started chatting back and forth after that a few times. And then the day that we chatted more, that we went beyond, Vera had uploaded a photo of her son, who's about the same age as my son. And they are very fair-skinned, so they are very white, and it was winter time, so Oppo was in the snow, completely bundled up, so white and blonde. And then the same day, I had uploaded a photo of my son, and we are so caramel colored, like we are brown or golden, and it was summer here, so Nano was with his bare chest, completely brown and sun-kissed, and so I shared that with her because it was so similar, but so different at the same time. It was like polar opposites.
Yes.
And we were working on patterns, and so, you know, I told her, like, it seems that our lives are so similar because we have kids the same age and we do the same for living, and still we are so different. Look at our kids.
Yeah.
And it was nice. We always remember that first time that we shared that, and that started our friendship. After that, we started telling each other, you know, well, winter here is hard because I have to shovel the snow, and but summer here is so hard because it's so hot and we sweat all the time. And after a couple of emails, I think that I told her it would be so nice if we ever did something together, if we could like design something together. And Vera came up with the idea of, let's work on a full collection, you know, let's go for a big project, 12 designs, an ebook. And so we started working on Interpretations 1. It was not called 1, it was just Interpretations at the time.
Yeah.
That was in 2013. And so we worked together for a whole year without FaceTiming or talking on the phone, just emails, no text messages either, just emails back and forth. And then I didn't know how to bring up the subject, but we had to photograph the work. All the 12 designs were about to be finished. And so I told her, that if she wanted, me and my family could come, or I could come and photograph the samples with her. And she decided instead to come over to Argentina with her entire family without having ever shared a text message.
Wow.
She put her entire family on a plane. They landed in Argentina, and we all met for the first time at the airport.
How wonderful is this? Wow.
And ever since, we've always tried to, well, we got together until volume 6, and then volumes 7 and 8, where, you know, we were under the pandemic and we couldn't travel. I think that this year I had my hopes higher, because I had to be able to go to the States being Argentinian. So I was allowed to go to the States, but Vera wasn't allowed to go to the States as a European, and I wasn't allowed to go to Europe as an Argentinian. So, you know, we couldn't make it work in any place of the world where we could both be at the same time. And so, but yeah.
But it still worked. I mean, of course, the idea of getting together, I think, is the highlight in a way of bringing all of this work together and then share it and be together for the photo shoots. But I think in a way, you know, this day and age is, and we got used, as we said at the beginning, to this virtual. At least we can see each other, we can do things. So it's not as difficult as it would be in a few years ago when nobody even heard the word Zoom.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, each time you have interpretation is sort of divided in sections.
Yes.
It's like either it's like a mood, or it's a particular word or aspect, or do you want to talk about that?
Yes, so interpretations is based on our interpretations, each of our interpretations of 6 different words. So when you open the book, you will see that the contents are divided into 6 sections, and each section is a different word, and under each word you can see 2 names for 2 designs. So for every book we choose 6 words. That's where we start. We start with the words, and we start with our color palette.
So the words come first and then the colors?
Yes.
So the words come first.
And then the colors, yes. And for the colors, we usually do 3 or 4 colors and gray. We both really like gray, you know, Paola. I really like my gray. And so that's what we do. The words we pick are words that normally can be interpreted in many ways. As you can see, they have like an abstract meaning, or they can be used in different contexts. And so perhaps we have a design that we already want to work on, and when we see the words, we see that the design really goes with a certain word. Or sometimes we just let the word inspire something new. Right.
Now for interpretation aids, and that's, you know, I think in a way with interpretation aids and the design, of course, the gorgeous lounger, for us everything fall into place, because the words that you have for interpretation aid are very relatable to all of us, you know, for the last year or so. You have challenge and patience, which is we all need, anticipation, pace, compassion, emphasis, and emphasis. Now, the fact that the design that you chose for compassion is with our baby yak, it just, I don't know, does it happen, or it really just...
No.
It just...
No. I think of you as a compassionate person, and me too.
Yeah.
And we care deeply about many things in common, about communities, about each other's work. And we've both been through challenges that we've shared with each other. And so it's nice to be compassionate with someone who's, you know, struggling sometimes, or with ourselves, be compassionate with ourselves when we are expecting too much from our bodies and our, you know, and then we have to be compassionate with ourselves. but I thought mYak goes with the word compassion. So yeah, it was just I thought it fitted perfectly. I have the yarn already with me. The design that I work with the mYak is the lounger. It's the design that is on the cover of the book, and I wanted a garment that was friendly to me, something that I don't have to stress when I wear it. Something that is easy to throw on any outfit, whether it's something more dressed up, perhaps like what I'm wearing there is like more stylish, like red pants and a tight-fitting top, or just everyday dress, or tights and tunic or whatever. I don't have to worry, and it will always look nice and cozy and compassionate.
I'll just show you. I mean, everybody, I think, have seen. I don't want to show you the. Let me do that. Not that you can see much in terms of the pattern here.
I think I can see.
And I think the idea of wrapping yourself, that's what, when I saw it, it's like, this is something I want, and I want to live in, whether I am at home, I go outside. As you said, even coming out after, a run or some exercise, you just want to feel really good about yourself. You want to take care of yourself, which is one of the most important things. Before we take care of other people, we have to take care of ourselves. And I've learned my lesson for sure about that. And I think that's what I feel, is the hood and the pockets. I mean, it has everything.
It has everything, and to me it looks, like the perfect stay-at-home sweater, but also because it has the long lines, it looks very stylish. If you wear that over a dress, it will look great. It will look great. It's very stylish with the long streamlines, and
and I think it's good because it's our baby yak is very soft. It doesn't peel, which is one of the great things.
It doesn't stretch.
It doesn't stretch.
So that is an issue when you design a garment that it has so many weight in yarn, because inevitably, when you design something long, there's a tendency for a garment to pull. Even if you design with fingering weight yarn, because the yarn itself is finer or thinner, the garment's weight makes it stretch, even if it's fingering weight. So for the worsted weight, there's more weight, but also the fiber is more dense, so you get, the extra support. But the mYak, because of the way it's spun, and I suppose that because of the properties of the yak, I don't know, but it's it's like a loftier yarn, and so the garment keeps the shape very well.
Yeah. I think one of the things that people say when they take a pullover, a garment down in the baby yak medium, they take it and say, oh, it's so light. And we always say, because just the way is the nature of the fiber. If you take like another wool, or, they tend to be quite heavy. While other one, you can just put it on your shoulder and never really feel the weight, especially with something like that. And that's in a way you can just, wrap it. There's a funny story about the yarn. So you had the yarn. It's not funny, but it's, now that it's over, it's funny.
No, it's funny.
So you had the yarn. As we said, we met at Vogue Knitting, the last Vogue Knitting in January 2020, when just before everything went bad. And you had a truckload of yarn with you, suitcases of yarn, and you had our baby yak medium. I don't know why it's so dark in my camera, but with the baby yak medium. This is a burgundy, which is a much lighter, must be my screen. So you had that, but you didn't have enough. You were just afraid. You would just need really a skein. I think you were just short of a couple of skeins.
I think I ended up using 2 more than I had.
And so we want you to make sure you had the same lot number. I don't even know if you know this. So I had it here in New York, and I tried to, I thought, okay, I'll send it, but I could not send it to Argentina. Argentina because of the situation, you cannot really import any yarn. And so sorry, I think I have Aimee here trying to adjust the light, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's so dark here.
Yeah.
I hope it's okay. You'll still hear me,
I can
right?
still hear you and I can still see you. So anyway, so I had it here, and in Italy, they said they could ship it to you, but they did not have it in stock, the lot number that you needed. So I ship it to Italy first, and then they tried to ship it to you, but unfortunately, it was very complicated for you to get it. But we had our colleague Carlotta, who wanted to send you a little gift, so she put this tiny little chocolate hearts in it, and that caused like a major international drama.
Literally, it was like a little bag with 6 M&Ms.
Yes.
That is how big the parcel was. It was like a little skeleton bag with 6 M&Ms.
Yeah.
And the customs office did not like it.
They did not like it. So Carlotta felt so bad. I remember I said, "What did you put in it?" And it was this tiny little heart-shaped chocolate that caused so much trouble. But eventually we got it. We got it. So that's the most important thing.
The lounger was born.
Can we see it in the real person? In real?
I'm sorry, it's so dark.
You can still see it. Now I've gone all weird. Oh, so gorgeous. It's beautiful. Yeah, it looks as dark as my skin. So, but this is the color. You can see that. Which wear is a light, a burgundy.
And I'm going to put it on. Perhaps if I put it on, the color shows better against my skin. But it's very dark over here. And if I turn the lights on, the colors will be off and horrible. Oh,
I have a comment. While you're trying to put it on, I'll just read. My favorite designer using my favorite yarn, so good. I had enough canyon color, I love the canyon, in the house to make it. So that will happen once I get through the Christmas gift, of course. Yeah, Christmas gift first and then a Christmas gift to yourself.
Okay, so here I am wearing my lounger with the pockets.
It's so nice.
And the hood. And I like to wear it. It doesn't have any closures, so you can, just wear it with a belt, or just use a shawl pin or something to hold it.
Or just use it like that.
I like to overlap it. It's designed to overlap. So.
And what size did you knit? Was that the second size? No.
The third. Most of my designs, I make the third size.
Right.
So it's medium, but for interpretations, we use numbers for the sizes. So it's 1, 2, and then up to 9.
Okay, which is good. So that, that is really, of course, you chose the mYak medium, the color burgundy, and a reminder that our colors are not bleached, so we dye on top of the natural, so the quality of the fiber really remains. You can feel, you can still sort of feel the dark chocolate on the background as well, because that's what you have is dyed on the chocolate. But that would be, so this would be the natural chocolate. That would also be really, really good to have like an overall on everything. Or black.
That would be very nice.
Chocolate. I think it's funny how chocolate has been out of people's minds for so many years, and now it's back. So, we had to produce less. This was the natural color we had to dye for everybody. And now people are asking for chocolate. We're like, finally, didn't we say from day one that this was the color? So finally, we have our the chocolate one. Of course, it would be good in the dark. We have, I don't know how much you can see it, the dark moss, the green, which I think you have a couple of skeins of that, maybe.
Yes.
In your pile.
I do.
The petrol, They all look weird right now, but I swear this is a bright.
That one looks accurate.
Yeah. And you know, we have a couple of other, I would probably, of course, you know, more on the pink side, night flower. And we have a brick dust that would just really go well with the color that you used on the wall. It's exactly the color of the wall where you took the picture.
That is a super trendy color.
Yeah, so we've done that. And, you know, quite a few others. I think you can't go wrong with any of the colors that you choose. And as a matter of fact, yeah.
I also love the way it blocks.
Yeah.
Especially with the stockinette. You get a very, very even fabric. Like, it changes so much. I think it blooms.
Yeah.
And it becomes this super even fabric that looks much better than Aimee.
Yeah. I think that we always say, you know, you have to really wash it and block it to make the fiber breathe and bloom, because the process that we have is a minimum process without trying to make too much. You know, we don't add softener or things like that to ensure that what you get is as natural as possible. And people say, you know, the way they touch the scale and then they touch the finished product, it's like, oh, it's different. It's even much softer. So
much softer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I so happen to have the Hipster Cowl here, just sitting here. This has been, actually, this is how, when the first time I met Vera in Finland when I went to the Jyväskylä festival, and she, you know, everybody was wearing t-shirts and a little shirt. I was wrapped in this one and a sweater, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm cold."
It's very cold.
I was like, I'm from the mountain in Italy, but still here. It was July, and this is what I was wearing. I mean, you know, this is the first design that you did in our mYak, and the Hipster Shawl, and then the second.
First one, the shawl.
The shawl, the Hipster Shawl first, and the Hipster Cowl with the mYak medium as well. So, but that was how the yarn got to you. But let's talk about some of the other designs.
Yes.
Which one you want to talk about?
Virginia, named after my mom.
Yes. So Virginia is a gorgeous vest. I really want that one. Yeah. It's so pretty. I'll just show you a picture of you wearing it so people have it. This is the fact that when I saw that you are named it after your mom, we don't want to be emotional, but wow, that was so cute.
She helped me so much through this collection, as always. She always helps me and holds me up. So Virginia started, this was going to be something else. As usually my designs mutate or transform into their definite form. This was going to be textured bodies, and then I was going to do like a gathered skirt for the top, so nothing like this vest. But when I got to the point where I needed to change and make the increases and switch to stockinette, I thought, no, wait, this is looking already very nice. And also I think that these kind of vests and tops are very trendy right now.
Yes, they are.
For summer and winter, especially for the summer. So like knitted tops are back. Yeah. They've been very trendy. And you know, I love to design things that I wear all the time, but I also like to keep up with what's trendy, because after all, that is what people end up wanting to knit, something that they'll want to knit for a certain season. Yeah. So I decided to just keep going with the pattern as I was doing up to then, and then I had to work on the ribbing. Pick it up again. I had to work on the ribbing, and I was already late for other designs. And I asked my mom if she could work on the ribbing. Also because her ribbing is so even compared to mine. And she hadn't seen this before. I don't know why she hadn't seen me working on it. So when she saw it, she really, really liked it. And she actually really loved it. And so she said, I'll finish it and can I test it for you, please, as soon as you are done.
Oh, that's nice.
So because she liked it so much, I decided to name it after her.
Yeah.
And then I thought, it's strange because the pieces of my knitting that my mom helps me most with are my sleeves, and this is a sleeveless sweater. But I decided to name it after her.
I think I'm just looking at the yarn. This is because it's like a fingering weight.
Yeah.
And I think would be very nice, and somebody in the chat is suggesting, thank you Paola for suggesting that, another Paola in Italia, she was suggesting to use our Kupa yarn, which is the mYak and organic cotton. I think that would be very nice, which is the same, or the mYak silk, which is the same that we use for your ripple lake, which is, I live in it. I just love it.
Are those fingering weight?
This is fingering. This is a light, they're actually light fingering. And
big ones too. This is a light fingering.
So I think I'm all gone weird now. I think the camera has to adjust. Sorry, I don't know what to do. Whoa, I'm all gone out of focus. Oh, I'm back. Just take care of the camera. Takes a little time to say, where did she go? Why did she move? I'm like, so that's an alternative. Of course, the yarn that you have, let me see, is Nube Fingering by Chilie Knit.
Yeah, Chilie Knit, it's a small company owned by my friend Connie in Chile, our neighbor country next to Argentina. And she was vending also at Bob Knitting Live.
Oh.
So I came by to say hello, and she insisted that I took some skeins home, and then they later became that little top.
That's nice. It's so what's the next pattern?
So challenge, the word challenge.
Yeah.
My design for that word is Ladybird.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of Ladybird.
Oh my God, we were looking at it just yesterday, and it looks so stunning. It's so geometric. It's elegant, geometric, and it has so modern. I don't know. It's here. Yeah. You can see that. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love the colors. Tell us about it.
So Ladybird was an idea I had saved for a mystery knit-along, and I was planning to write it, but it never happened. And then I was short of ideas for the book, so I decided to go with this idea. It would have been a very nice mystery knit-along, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I always chicken out when I have to write a mystery knit-along, but
I think it was perfect. It's good that you have it in the magazine, in the book.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yes, and so my first concept was to use these corners. So I started from, I want to use these corners and I want to use this shaping, and I have to give these corners a very peculiar shaping because this is not a 90 degrees or 45 degree angle. So I had to really make it work so that the borders would look straight when I work on the decreases. So in my drawings, in my sketches, my main concern were the edges and these corners. So my sketch was just a rectangle, and the focus was on the birds of the square, so the wings.
The wings.
But then, so I had designed it with like a plain center. So the main part of the wrap was just garter stitch. And I thought, well, that's so boring because, after all, this is just a garter stitch wrap with interesting pieces and angles and shaping, but it's just a garter stitch wrap. how can I make it more interesting and more geometric other than the corners? So I tried this, it's mosaic knitting, but what I did in order for it to not be so stripy and so contrasting is I knit one row with color 1, then I slip the stitches to the other end of the needle, and I purl one row with color 2. So you get these 2 color garter stitch instead of going and, you know, back and forth with one color and then back and forth with the second color. I go with one color and then I purl with the other color, and then I come purling with the first color, and then I come knitting with the second color. So the result is a much more blended effect, and that also helps the zigzagging lines stand out more.
Yeah. Wow.
So the zigzags are slip stitches in the main color, in the lilac, and the background is this mix of lilac and purple, 1 row each.
It's really stunning. It's really nice.
I think it worked very well. Also, I decided to do like a chevron design with the technique. So I had to figure out when to stop decreasing and start increasing the chevrons. But it's really fun. It was not fun to figure out how to write it, but my test knitters had a lot of fun working on it, and I think that if you decide to make it, you'll have a lot of fun with this pattern. It's a great pattern.
Wow, so just make sure you have the book, and I mean, they're all beautiful. This is stunning. The Ladybird wrap is really, really gorgeous. I think once you have it, it looks like a lot of work, but once you have it wrapped around yourself, I think you will be
It's not a lot of work. It's just garter stitch and
yeah.
slipping stitches. So you just have to knit, purl, and slip stitches.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I'm just looking at the chat. Aimee is helping answering some of the question, but somebody says that we are her 2 favorite people on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Now, can we talk about, I think my set, of course, the lounger is my favorite, but I can't say that. But Patience, the Aimee Cardigan, so cute.
This is Mimi.
This is as well here, so you can see it. Tell us about the Aimee Cardigan.
Well, Mimi is also based on the latest trends, I would say, because mohair garments are, they have been popular for a couple of years for our community now, but I started seeing them in fashion stores in the past 2 years with the comeback of the 80s styles. So I started seeing the mohair and the oversized sweaters a lot. And the other thing are the puffy sleeves or shoulder pads. So in an attempt to make the shoulders a little puffier without actual gathers.
Without going back to the 80s when we all had big shoulder pads.
Yeah, because for that I would have had to have a different type of sleeve. So this is a raglan sleeve, and I want to make it puffier. So I did a box split in the same manner as you would for sewing box split. I did it with knitting. So when you start, you cast on a lot more stitches than you would normally for the top of the sleeve, and then I make you fold the knitting into a pleat, and then you pick up stitches for the neckband to keep the pleat in shape. So if you look at it from the back, you can see the box split there. It's a box split as you would sew it down, but with no sewing. And so that is, to me, the little detail that makes it different than just a regular stockinette stitch raglan cardigan. Because of that extra fabric that the pleat produces, the sleeves are wider than my normal raglan sleeves. So that also is a change for me. I normally design my sleeves to be more narrow or like fitted, not tight but fitted. This one is like a balloon sleeve or a bigger sleeve. And I had a lot of fun playing with the colors for this cardigan. So to make this cardigan, you need lace weight yarn, and you need to hold 2 strands together. You can replace it with just 1 strand of DK weight, but I use 2 strands of mohair held together throughout the sweater. So I use 4 colors, and I start with 2 strands of the same color. Then I hold 1 strand of the first color together with 1 of the second, then 2 strands of the second color, and then I mark my way down until I get to the last color.
I think it's the subtle change of colors make it really unique as well, because it's almost like a gradient without really having the gradient yarn. It's just one different colors, which is really pretty.
You could do it as a fade that has a lot more variation if you want. You could make it from turquoise to orange if you want, because you're marling your way through the sweater. But I like
you can see it better.
I like that I kept it in the same color family.
Then you have anticipation. So you have under the 3 socks. Those are yours, right? Yes.
They are here.
I mean, I never knit a pair of socks, but I want these ones.
Really?
No. I mean, that's what I want them.
These are a good pair to start with, because these are worked using DK weight, so they knit very fast. Very fast. I am not a fast knitter, These knit fast, and many people, I think that if they focus, they can finish a sock in 1 day. And
maybe me in 6 months.
You have a quick project to put under the tree. You have someone coming over last minute. So I normally design my socks from the top down, but I wanted to make this a 1 skein project. So I took my time, I weighed my yarn, I divided it into 2 separate balls, and so I started from the toe and I knitted up until I ran out of yarn. So I actually made the 2 socks with just 1 skein of DK weight yarn.
Now, does this yarn, the yarn that you used to make, that's one of the main questions that we ask, because we have a beautiful DK yarn with our Tibetan cloud, and I have people that knit socks and swear by them. But some other people say, it has no nylon in it, so they will not stay up. And I'm like, I don't think in the old days when they were doing socks, they had nylon in it, and isn't it more natural if
Actually,
you have 100%
I am planning to design a pair of socks with the medium mYak, with the medium yak. Because I just love them. I have 2 pairs of 100% alpaca socks. Those guys do not have 1 fiber of nylon in them. And yes, they get fuzzy, after a few months, they get fuzzy, or they peel a little bit in the sole. So I just shave them. And they are the warmest thing ever to wear at home. I wear them with regular shoes. I wear socks. I don't mind.
If you think that mYak is actually warmer than alpaca, so you're set.
I don't know. I will have to. I will have to try. I will have to try. The alpaca socks are very, very warm. But I have those 2 skeins of the mYak, so it's 100 grams, and I thought it would be like a nice
way to
2 skein project.
Wow, let us know. I'm here. I'm happy to test them. You just need to send them to me though. I test them, finished, put them on my feet and let you know. So, what else do we have from your side? We have...
we just have 1 shawl left.
1 shawl left, right? At the beginning. I think is... I'm going back and forth. What is that? Emphasis 112. So
it's the last one, I think.
flipping through the pages here to make sure I find it. Here, 112. The Dilemma Shawl. I love that pictures that you took.
Thank you. Those were taken Puerto Madero. That is our old harbor area. And those structures are all cranes that you work at the harbor.
I love how the light, I don't know if it was on purpose, but how the light hits your ear in there. It's incredible.
I think it was just good luck.
Just good luck. It's very beautiful.
So this shawl is also a lot of fun. You work the border first. This is a series of modular pieces. So it's a series of squares, and I start alternating. As you can see, there's a striped one, a yellow one, a gray one, a striped one, a yellow one, a gray one, a striped one, and so on. So you make your way all around the shawl. You make the edge, the corner here, and then you continue working that way. That was very fun to do. And then when I finished the border, I pick up stitches to work the shawl, and then I decrease at the center of the shawl, and I decrease here at the over the edges to give it the final triangular shape.
Wow.
This one is also a quick project. This is a worsted weight shawl. So I used size 8 needles, 5 millimeter needle.
That goes fast.
And 2 skeins of the main color and 1 skein of the yellow.
Of course.
And I had yarn left over.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. They're all so pretty. I mean, I would just say that. Can we talk quickly, not so quickly, about some of Vera's designs?
Yes, I don't have the samples here.
I know you don't have the sample, but we can show the photos. I mean, talking about big, large shawl, you have the Baroque shawl.
That is my favorite.
I just picked my favorite too. I was like, let me show you. I have 2 favorites. I mean, I love Vera design as well. When we were in Finland, she was so nice. That was like a few years back. And I was alone at this Jyväskylä festival when Tina, that Tina had organized. And once in a while, there was this little booth that I had, this little wooden cottage with all my yarn. And but because I was alone, I could not really leave the place. And so they would just send somebody to let me go to do my own things for like a few minutes. And then Vera came to say hi because I met her before. And she said, oh, go have some lunch. I'm going to stay here and take care of your, she even managed to sell stuff, which is really amazing. And then I came back and I see some yarn, all, like a nice combination of the lace weight. I remember she had the Oatmeal, she had the Dusty Pink and a few others. And I said, yeah, she said, I would love to design something. And I'm like, oh God, let me just sit down here. She hasn't done it yet, but I will never put pressure on anybody. One day something will come. But just the fact that she was playing and picking and she was so nice being there, helping out, it was really, really amazing. So that was one of, and she looked so good as well.
She does.
In a shawl.
And she makes the best big shawls ever.
Oh yeah, that's the, you can see that's one here. I think I cannot go too close to my camera, but. So my second favorite, then you can talk about your second favorite of hers, is the sweater, the pullover.
The poppy.
The poppy.
Yes, we share the same favorite.
I'm trying to find it as quick as I can. The poppy, maybe I should just look at here.
I love that sweater so much.
Oh, it's on the back. Oh, I didn't have to go far, you silly me. It's so cute. This is so nice.
Yeah, I love the way she used the 3 colors. So she color blocked the top of the sweater.
Yeah.
And her color work is stunning.
Yeah, it does. You can see another picture of that too. It's is the shawl east? What does it mean? Somebody said that, but I have no idea what
Is
you
the
mean.
shawl what?
Is the shawl east, like east and west? Maybe you can ask the question again. So the thistle cardigan also is very pretty. I mean, we could just show them because they're all so pretty. And
we always say that we don't give the book any bad designs. We don't. We never fill the gaps with, just a filler. We think about each design. Each of them are pieces that we would have published independently.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and it's true. I think you're really, almost giving your best work in
yes, we
in this
best work. Yeah.
And so for the for the word compassion that Joji designed, the lounger, Vera has the owl cowl that also is so nice and cozy. This is really like taking care of yourself as well.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
Is the shawl easy? That's what she meant.
Yeah. So the shawl, the baroque shawl, the shawl that Vera designed, it's easy and it has a big band of brioche. So there is no big shaping or, there are no fancy brioche stitches. So if you have never worked brioche before, it's great because you get to practice with a big piece of knitting for the shawl. There are stripes, there's lace, and there's some brioche, and I think it's totally beginner friendly. If you are an adventurous beginner, you just follow the designer's lead and you end up with new skills in your toolkit. You'll know how to work lace and you'll know how to work brioche.
Oh, that's nice. You can get two birds with one shot.
Yes.
And this one is glimmering. What's the name?
Yeah, glimmering.
Glimmering, I think. And we have people following from Spain, from Montreal, from the US, from Italy. Thank you for letting us know where you're coming from. That's so nice. So this one also is really nice. I like the big geometric, but not fixed shapes. And this one is really nice too. This is what kind of? It's a merino single. Yeah.
3 colors.
Yes.
And she plays with color blocking and striping.
It's gorgeous. So this is really interpretation 8. Now we do have a little surprise for our subscribers here, or followers at least, and I think that Joji put her in a story. So if you are interested in getting the kit to knit the lounger, so that's the amazing mYak medium design, you can get it until Sunday. So Sunday, whatever the date is, 12? Yeah.
Well,
the 12th of December, you can get the kit on our website, which is www.myak.it, and I will put the information down in the description box, with 15% off the kit with code LOUNGER15. So the word lounger, all uppercase, number 15. So you can get 15% off the kit. Only until Sunday. So if you are watching this in a month, I'm sorry, you should have watched live. That's tough on you. And you will see on the website the kit. You just type lounger, you will find it. It's only in one color, but don't worry. There is a note that says, put in your cart, add the code, and tell us what color you want. So it's easy. Otherwise, because we have 9 sizes, if we had to do 20 colors in 9 sizes, we will still be there typing things. But so I want to talk about a few other things. First, on the previous interpretation 7, you had the gorgeous Aimee Cardigan. You can see it's my notes because that's the cardigan there, and that was my favorite design in this book. And of course we had it made. I've been wearing this all summer, on the mountain, not in New York for sure. I spent the summer in Italy, and I was wearing it a couple of days ago. It's so beautiful as well. It's so easy, versatile, both on my summer dresses that I can see there, and it's so nice.
And it was named after me.
And it was named after Aimee here. Yeah, the wrong Aimee, I think. I think it was clear. So the original was done with LaBien Aimee, correct? LaBien Aimee yarn.
Yes.
And we did it with our yarn, so we like our version too. And that was done with our Tibetan cloud, with a few colors of the Tibetan cloud. That is really.
I love the way that the color scheme work with your own colorways.
This is, and then so what am I knitting now? The French shawl. When I saw it, I think you release it within a second or two. I must have been the second person buying the pattern, because it was so gorgeous. It's challenging for me. Not only I'm a slow knitter, and this is a lace, it's very light. But when I saw the color, going back to the idea of the chocolate, I thought I had to. I don't have the oatmeal here. I think I left it at home because I kicked it up. But I'm using the oatmeal. Aimee, can you pass me an oatmeal skein? So these are the 4 colors that I have. I have the natural chocolate instead of your gray, because we don't have the gray. I have the mustard, and there are 4 colors, right? 1, 2, 3. Am I correct?
Yes.
The dusty pink, and so these are my.
I love that.
This is my colors. You see how much I've done? This is like shame on me. Shame on me. This is where I am. I'm getting there. I just had to I thought, what? I'm going to take it home with me to Italy for the Christmas holiday. I'm going to be 3 weeks there.
That is perfect. That one is so mindless.
And it's mindless for you. I'm still I'm not happy on how it feels. I think it's a bit tight. The texture is a bit tight, so I think I will frog and start again on a different needle.
What needle size are you using?
The needle is a 4, and I think you were calling for a 5 on this one. And because the other way.
5.
And I think the gauge, but I didn't get gauge, that thing. You use a 5, and I don't know why, I went with a 4, because I always have to, make up my own mind. But I think I'll frog and start again with a 5. It's just, clearly, I was not the right thing. But anyway, I love it, love it, love it. This is with a mYak lace, so the French shawl is definitely I wish I could just knit everything, but
yes, me too.
But if we have time, if you still have a little time, I would like to talk about your second career, or the other half of you as a business owner, about Joji and Co. Of course, I have my own, not all of them, but I have the bucket here, which is what the shawl was in.
That is my favorite. The Pampa
is really nice. I love the color, but I must say that this one is. Don't remember the name. What's that?
Easy Tote.
The Easy Tote. The mustard color is. I'm sorry. I mean, really, look at that.
Yes, perfect match.
It just goes for it. So let's talk about Joji. What were you thinking? How this one came about and has been taken over your family business?
Paola. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that a friend needed some. I had a friend who started making bags, like clutches and handbags, and she was selling them at the door. We were school moms and we were friends, so she would bring them to the school to show other moms, and sometimes we would buy from her to make a gift or like for teachers' presents, and they were very nice. And she was trying to build her business to make it grow. So she asked me if I could come over for coffee and teach her how to build a website, which I don't know how to, but I say we'll figure it out together. And so she wanted help to build a website where she could sell her products. By the time I didn't have my own website, I was just selling my patterns on Ravelry. So I said, we'll figure it out. It's good for me because I need my own website to sell my patterns. And so we'll try something together. And also, she wanted advice on how to operate with PayPal because it's complicated here in Argentina. Because in the States, it's easy. You can, link your bank and accounts, but in Argentina, you have to go through a few more steps. So she wanted advice on, making business with other countries. So I went over and I'm like, yeah, but you should, take the photos of your bags and put them on Instagram and send a newsletter or do this and that. And she looks at me and says, well, maybe one day I can make a bag for your knitters. And I said, yeah, that would be very nice. And all the time I'm thinking that we'll build her website. She will create a bag for knitters and other bags. And then I'll link to her website right. So that knitters who follow me can go get the bags from her. And so, but she's thinking that I'll buy them wholesale and I'll sell them to my knitters. So that's the funny story. Joji asked the questions. Please ask the questions. And so then she turns up with the 25 project bags.
25, okay.
25 project bags. And for me to approve, I really love them. They were the BA bag. I have one here, I think. This was our first, this is literally the first Oatmeal bag, the first one, the one. So we made 25 of these, and they are made in leather in Argentina by hand. So I thought, okay, I'll buy them so that, I can give my friends some business. And I will try to build a website where I can sell them. And if I don't sell them, then every time I travel, I'm constantly looking for things that I can bring from Argentina to my friends around the world, and I never know exactly what. You know how difficult it is to bring something for a knitter friend? Yeah. So I thought, if I don't sell them, at least I have 25 gifts that I can bring whenever I travel. And of course I put them up, and it was a huge success. I used the same website that I use for my patterns, and the website wasn't ready. We oversold the BA bags. I had to call my friend, do you want to make more? Wow. People want them. And so we started this little dream, and we've been working together for almost 3 years now. Her business grew a lot. She became our product manager. She now handles all the workshops where we choose the people who are going to make the bags for us. We make sure that they work in sustainable conditions, that we like the people who we work with. She also selects all the leather that we use and helps me make the prototypes. And so we've been in business for almost 3 years now.
It's wonderful. I mean, you started off with just by wanting to help a friend.
Yes.
And it turned out to be a much bigger, and I think the fact, to me personally, is the fact that you bring the social impact to the community of makers, but the women also in Argentina, they are producing all of these bags, is something probably that a few years ago nobody would have thought about. And
Argentina, it has become a lot more equal in terms of job offers for women and men, but women are still they still find it hard to find jobs after many of us left our careers to become mothers, because that's what we were taught to do. We were taught to, you have to leave your career and, stay at home and make your man happy. And, and many women really struggle to go back to work or to start their own business or to get fair wages in my country. So I try to make a point of employing as many women as I can. Of course, my husband is part of the company, but we would be lost without him.
He's a special
finances. We'll keep him, but other than that, we are a company owned and run by women, and I'm very proud of that. And we're very happy working and making and shipping the bags.
And they're beautiful. They're really, really nice. I think you come up with different designs and different ideas, and it's all so very, so very beautiful. I think going back to the social impact, I think that's what in general, the way you work is much closer to the way we want to work as well, by bringing the visibility to the Tibetan communities that we work with. And actually, when a few months ago, almost like a year, less than a year, 6 months ago, when we started a little Dokarpo Woolly Lab project in Tibet, which runs now parallel to mYak, is because we saw there's a lot of the tradition. In a way, you have the leather making tradition there, but in Tibet, the spinning and the weaving was sort of disappearing, and nobody was doing anything. There was no more the hand knitting, but even the spinning and the weaving was just disappearing. And it's such an ancient tradition that we felt that we had to intervene and doing something. And we started very small with this little project with training these women, and the women came together. It was the same. The women were staying at home. The other were like super old, staying home, spinning by hand, and breaking their back on these floor looms, and they had nothing else. They had no income, no nothing. They were just waiting for the for the men to come home and bring some money in. So when we told them, we can just help you, we can train you, you can learn back the skills that your mother and your grandmothers knew, they smile. And I will post videos very soon about it, because they sing, they sing while they work. And so you have this loom going, and they have it's almost like having a rhythm. It's the same way that when they build a house, they sing all together, which is beautiful. I've been seeing, I spend all the time in Tibet by building schools, for example. I remember all of the singing, but trying to make the wall, and sometimes I would say, the wall is going that way. Either the singing is out of tune, something is wrong, so you have to start again. But I think having that emotional, importance in the work that you do, and bringing the women together, as much as, of course, the co-founder of mYak is as Andrea is a man, and we wouldn't be able to do anything without him as well, like your husband. But having a pivotal person there and bringing together this community, I think is so important. So what you do with Joji and Co, and what we do with mYak as well is, and I think that's why we like each other in a way, and we respect each other, because we come from two cultures that put family first, and helping each other, and relations before the business. So we always say we are not good business people, but we have all the passion. We may not be able to sell a lot, but what we sell, we'll be
passionate about what we sell.
Exactly. I think I see a lot of people say thank you, think positive, and so we have some wonderful comments there. I think that's all I have. I know I kept you already for over an hour.
It's been a pleasure. I'm having a really great time. Actually, I have been out of works in progress since last night. I have no works in progress, nothing.
Ooh.
I have to write 3 patterns that I finished, but Joji and Co has been having shipping problems this week, so I've been very stressed with that, and so I can't write. And chatting with you has put me in the mood to maybe start those socks that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So perhaps I'm going to end our meeting by winding that yarn and maybe starting those socks.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. Wow. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out Interpretation 8. It's sold in so many stores, and of course you also have the digital version, which is great. If you don't want the printed copy, or because you want it like today, just go and get your digital copy as well. Keep following us.
The printed book does include a copy.
Yes, it does.
Copy, so if you get it from mYak or other vendors, you still get the digital copies.
Go out and get it from other vendors, not from me. I only have 4 copies and I already pre-sold them.
Don't get it from Paola.
Don't get it from us. We don't. We just use it for tonight, and it's going to be done. We just want to. We only have, but so many in everywhere. They are sold. PomPom Magazine is. We should mention that PomPom Magazine is the publisher.
Joji and Co too. If you want to order it from Argentina, I'll sign your copy and I'll ship it to you.
Well, you can just. Why don't you? Can you combine if they go? And get different. Make in a bag.
We don't have any bags right now.
Because of the shipping issue.
No, we will probably have some bags for sale next week, hopefully. But we have been so stressed with shipping that we haven't packaged any bags, so nothing's ready for sale. But if you order the book and you want us to hold your book until you place your next order, then that is not a problem. And I sign all my copies.
In the meantime, just get your yarn, so when you get the book, you have the yarn all wound up, ready to go. All right, thank you, Joji, for chatting with us, and thank you everybody for watching. Whether you're watching live now, you're watching later on, it's always a pleasure to have you. Make sure you subscribe down below, give us a little hug, and keep following us until
thank you everyone. Sorry I couldn't read your comments, but I was too happy chatting with my friend Paola.
Thank you, and happy holidays.
You too. Bye everyone.
Ciao.